Here we go. It's time for that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 review. This one's tough, guys. I'm not going to lie, because I already have a bias going into this. I'm not a fan of Call of Duty at this point. So I'm really trying to be unbiased about it, but I also don't care enough to put any more energy into this. I was typing up some notes for this, and I just didn't give a fuck, to be completely honest. Because it's just the same game. You're just playing the same game over and over and over and over again. And then I have to come out here and tell you guys, this is the review of the game. Well, here's the review of the game. It's the same game you played over and over again. So if you played Call of Duty before, then you played Black Ops 6. So I'm just going to run through this and give a couple rants because some things really pissed me off in this game. So I'll be talking about those. So let's just get into it. Let's talk about some of the game modes. There's 3 game modes in this game. You got campaign, you got multiplayer, and then you have zombies. So I'll start off with the campaign mode. So right in the beginning of the campaign, right after the first mission, I get a glitch in my game to where I have like negative $1 billion or something. Now let me explain the premise of campaign. You have this bunker house thing that you can get money during the missions by looting. And then when you finish the mission, you can pay to upgrade weapons, you can get upgraded abilities for your character, like more health and all that stuff. So I started the game at negative $1 billion. And for the first couple missions, I thought it was part of the game. Because the way the story is playing out, I thought when we got cast out of the CIA stuff, I thought that we were gonna get that money back. Like, oh shit, we're operating in the red. Okay. So I just kept playing through. And then, after a while, you start to realize, no, that's not the case. This game's just fucked. And I looked it up, and other people were having this problem too. And so that immediately made collecting money in the game just completely pointless. You find $1,000. Oh, you did all this puzzle solving to crack a safe to get $1,000. Well, guess what? I'm fucking negative $1.7 billion in the hole. So, $1,000. The fuck is that gonna do for me? So it was completely pointless to find any money in the campaign, which sucked. Also, as you could imagine, going back to my bunker house, I couldn't upgrade anything after the first mission. So I upgraded my little training area once. And then after that, I could never upgrade anything or buy any of the workbenches, none of that stuff, ever again, throughout the whole campaign. And my dumbass just kept playing through, and I beat the whole campaign just like that. It's whatever. I was just playing on normal difficulty. But how fucking stupid. So right away, my first experience with the game, it's already fucked. So that really put a hindrance on the campaign for me. As far as playing through it, it was fun enough. It's just like any other Call of Duty campaign, Most of the missions are very linear. But there's a couple levels that open up and give you freedom to do things how you want to. Particularly the Iraq level where you can drive around and it's like kind of like an open world zone where you can go tackle things the way you want to and drive a vehicle and all that good stuff. I will say they did a good job of weaving the story in the campaign into getting you ready to play multiplayer and of course Warzone. Because the story makes sense, but it also gives you a taste of everything. I mean, you actually even kill zombies in the campaign mode. And it makes sense within the context of the story. So, I mean, in the campaign, they teach you all the Warzone stuff, collecting money, looting, how to put your armor plates in, all of that good stuff for getting you ready to go on multiplayer so you can buy them microtransactions, boys. But yeah, the campaign was meh. So it was whatever. Now before I go into the other game modes, I just want to talk about some of the gameplay stuff. Like I said, this review is going to be all over the place because I didn't do the notes for it. I don't give a shit. Fuck this game. Now the good aspects of the gameplay, I'll say with Call of Duty, for me personally, it's always felt good. The gameplay, the combat, the gunplay. I never had a problem with that, even when they tweak certain things, their little sliding mechanics, or when they tried to do new stuff with like Infinite Warfare and jetpacks and all that stuff. It was alright, but the combat, the gunplay, has always been smooth in Call of Duty for me. So that's it feels like Call of Duty. Everything you come to love, and the multiplayer aspects and all that stuff is still there. The perk systems, your gun attachments, all that good stuff. It's all there. It's just Call of Duty. Like I said, there's nothing really new here, so if you played Call of Duty, you've played them all. Alright, let me talk about zombies mode a little bit. It was fun. You know, it's zombies. I actually preferred Cold War zombies, I think, more so than this zombies. I don't know why exactly. I was trying to figure that out. I think it's because in Cold War you could just go around. It was an open world kind of zombie game, or zombie mode. And in this one, it's not really like that, at least the 2 levels that I played. I only saw 2 levels. I'm sure they'll add more in time. But they just weren't doing it for me. I don't know. I will say I didn't play a lot of zombies, but it didn't have that old zombie feel of being able to board stuff up and the boxes and all that stuff, because it's different now. There's gumball machines and I don't know. It just didn't feel right. I missed the good old Black Ops zombies. But like I said, I even enjoyed Cold War zombies, so this one just wasn't doing it for me. I'm sure it will be for other people, because the maps were pretty cool. And like I said, I didn't play enough of it. Only played a few rounds of each to really get a feel, but honestly, it's hard for me to play this game. Especially the more you play it and realize it is what we thought it was. People are letting it off the hook. Because it's just the same game. So you always go into a Call of Duty like, oh, what's new in this game? What can I do? And it's just the same stuff. So for zombies mode, it was just meh for me. But like I said, other people might really enjoy it, especially co-op. I was just playing solo. But co-op, I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy that mode. Alright, let me talk about multiplayer. Ooh, multiplayer. It's so bad, man. I mean, first of all, it's the same as you've come to expect in Call of Duty multiplayer. The skill-based matchmaking is unbearable. And because of the skill-based matchmaking, you don't stay in lobbies. You have to wait for it to load up a new lobby every time. When you start off in a Call of Duty, you don't have any attachments, you have nothing, you just have to use the basic loadouts. And it really hinders the experience, especially with skill-based matchmaking. It wouldn't be so bad if it was just random, but with skill-based matchmaking, they're throwing you in here with guys just a bit better than you are. And they have all the attachments already. I get in there, I'm level 6. I get in the lobby, it's like, why am I the lowest level in this lobby every fucking time? Because I'll just say right now, I'm not the best Call of Duty player by any means. I'm not the worst either. I'm probably above average. I'll go with that. I'm above average. But it is like I'm fighting for my life out here every game, and I got these iron sights. These dudes got everything unlocked. And for every Call of Duty or game that does this, going forward in your life cycle of the game, it makes it harder for new players to get in, because it's not fun when you're getting smashed on. And you just have to keep getting smashed on until, oh, I gotta keep losing until I get my red dot sight. Oh, I gotta keep losing until I... Fuck that shit, man. You're out. I'm trying to remember all the stuff. This is why I should have took some notes for this, but one thing that really gets to me in Call of Duty games, period, for the past, I don't know, decade at this point, but really the past 5 years, especially, and in this game, the map design is always terrible. The graphics look good, the map looks good, yeah, that's great, but everywhere you go, this has been my gripe for years in Call of Duty, everywhere you go, no matter where you are, there's always 1,000 fucking lines of sight on you at all fucking times, no matter where you go. Hide behind the box in the fucking corner, there's another 1,000 lines of sight on you. Doesn't matter. Go underwater and lay underneath the fucking rock, there's 1,000 lines of sight on you. Who the fuck designs these maps? So what does that do? Well, you guys want to take a wild guess of what that does in multiplayer games? You have 1,000 fucking lines of sight on you. Here you go. You get killed in the fucking back. Every time. Every time. I just want to say that again. Every time you get killed in the back. So all of your deaths aren't engaging with people. You're just dying from behind. Dying from behind. You kill somebody, die from behind. And then you spawn up, kill him from behind. It's like the video game version of the fucking Human Centipede. I swear to God, we're just fucking all I kill you from behind, he kills me from behind, you kill him from behind. Like, it's just retarded at this point. It's so unfun. So that's the multiplayer experience. The Human Centipede, getting fucking killed from behind. because 1,000 lines of sight on you in all spots. Then most of the maps are tiny as fuck. So you got a tiny ass maps with 1,000 lines of sight on you at all times. And verticality. Cool. Sounds like a great time. You know, I just kind of talked about this in my Space Marine 2 review about how I liked the way they designed the maps. They were very straightforward. They didn't try to do too much. There were lanes and you could find your ways around. There were a couple different ways to go, but there weren't 1,000 fucking lines of sight on you. Sorry, but that really grinds my gears. So yeah, the multiplayer experience is not very fun. If you find that fun, I mean, more power to you. But I think for most people, they don't find that fun. At least when you die, you want to be engaging somebody. You want to lose a gunfight. You don't just want to keep getting killed from behind. It'll drive a person insane. That's why ultimately you get to a point where you just have to put Call of Duty down. And then here's the biggest kicker of why you can't play Call of Duty. Why, even if you wanted to play Call of Duty, which, like I said, when you get in there, you play the game plays good, the gun plays good, you're like, man, this looks so fun, this is fun. And you get in the multiplayer and what happens? Boom, cheaters everywhere. The worst game out there for cheaters. This franchise right here. People are going to always say, oh, but there's always been cheaters. And I got to tell you about the always been cheaters. All right. Let me tell you about always been cheaters. Yes, there's always been cheaters. But back in my day, there would be like one cheater every 10 matches. And a lot of times, depending on what you were playing on, especially on the PC, you'd have dedicated servers. So when there was a cheater, there'd be you'd tell the mod, or the mod would be playing with you, and they'd ban that son of a bitch, and that was it. I mean, they might try to come back with another account every once in a while, but they just keep getting kicked. Completely banned. Boom, you can't come back. So that really took care of the problem. But now, there's at least one cheater probably in every one of your matches. I don't know the exact numbers on how many cheaters are out there, but it has gotten so bad and so noticeable that you can't play unless you turn your brain off at this point. And it completely kills the game. And this isn't just Call of Duty, but Call of Duty, I would say, is the worst one on the market for this cheating shit. But it kills multiplayer games, especially FPS games. When people wonder, why are FPS games dying or why are they dead? Because cheaters. And nobody does anything about it. They just act like nothing's happening. It's a big fucking elephant in the room. Hey, cheaters ruin these games. Nobody wants to play a game when there's no balance to it, when there's no fairness, when there's no integrity. You need integrity in order to fucking have people want to compete in a multiplayer game. I'll give you an analogy. I love giving my little fucking sports analogies here, so here we go. I use baseball. You're a fan of baseball, you like watching baseball. Well, it has rules. You play the game with rules. One of the rules is everybody's got to use wooden bats. Now, if they didn't enforce that rule, and all of a sudden one day some guy just came in with an aluminum bat, fully loaded, and all of a sudden he starts hitting like 700-foot dingers, you know, the first couple dingers, and nobody says anything, like people will be looking around like, are you gonna do something about that, or just let him use the aluminum bat? And the umps just let him go, let him ride. So this dude just cracking 700-foot dingers. Well, the next day, a couple more guys have fucking aluminum bats. Why? Because nobody's enforcing the rules. Nothing's happening. They're allowed to, so they're gonna take the competitive edge. Next day, everyone on the fucking field has an aluminum bat, and if you don't have an aluminum bat, you're a fucking idiot. If you're out there still with a fucking wooden bat, you're a dumbass. Don't play the game, or play it with an aluminum bat. It gets to that point. Well, if it still doesn't get enforced, then you got the next fucking asshole over here who's like, fuck aluminum bats. I got this robot motherfucker that hits dingers automatically and fields for me, and I just control it from over here. So now he comes out there and he's hitting 1,000-foot dingers. Still, nobody's doing nothing. Now, like I said, keeps going. And next thing, a bunch of people have these fucking machines they're out there with. Next thing you know, you're watching a baseball game, what you call baseball, and it's a bunch of fucking machines out there hitting 1,000-foot dingers with these guys controlling them and doing all the... You're like, what the fuck am I watching? You're not watching baseball anymore. But that doesn't happen because they have integrity, so they enforce the rules. Somebody comes out with an aluminum bat and you're getting ejected. Hell, you put cork in your wooden bat and you're getting fucking suspended. Look at Sammy Sosa. So yeah, until these people find a way to enforce the cheating, it's not going to stop. It's just going to keep getting worse. And it's infected a lot of games at this point. And nobody wants to talk about it. Just the elephant in the room. And then the best part is they come out with this shit. Oh, no. We're addressing it. Check it out. Look. See, we got an advertisement for it now. The Ricochet anti-cheat. Okay. Going back to the baseball analogy, the dude tries to bring out the robot onto the field. And the Ricochet anti-cheat is like them putting a bar in front of the stairs of the dugout. Like, well, see, look, we put the bar there so he can't get the robot out there, and then he just goes out the other way and goes around it. Like, yeah, that really did a lot, man. Fucking Ricochet. So yeah, they haven't really addressed the cheating much, so I don't think they have plans to address it as long as people keep playing it. I'm not sure how many people are still playing Call of Duty at this point, but it's probably just the cheaters that are playing. And understand, if you don't know much about cheating, like, it's so rampant now because you could buy a cheat for like $50. I mean, hell, people pay like $150 for the deluxe edition. You could just buy the standard edition for $70 and then buy the cheat for $60. There you go. And when you're talking about things like Warzone or the free-to-play games, I mean, that's a whole nother animal because you could just keep making accounts. So yeah, it's really rough out here with the cheating. Another thing about the cheating, though, that I've said for years is, you know, aimbots and all that stuff, that's one thing. And in the hands of a shitty player, yeah, it sucks. But that's not even the worst of it, man. Fuck all the aimbots. If you're already a good player, the only hack that you need is wall hacks. If you're already a good player, you just need to know where everybody's at. That's it. And that's one of the easiest hacks to use because it's kind of untraceable unless you let them know through your play and the way that you move and look, which a lot of people do give that off. You can tell people are cheating just by their movements a lot of times. Because you know from playing yourself that you can't just run across a fucking open field in Warzone without looking around and checking certain areas, or you're going to get your dome piece blown off. But these people, man, they just fucking run around like it's nobody's business. Why? Because they know there's nobody around. It's really that simple. You only have to play these games yourself a little bit to see that their movement doesn't make any sense. But yeah, wall hacks in the hands of a good player, that's a wrap, guys. So, you know, with that being said, it really makes the multiplayer modes, regardless of what game mode you're playing, hard to play. Because like I said, you kind of have to turn your brain off to the cheating fiasco in order to try to enjoy it. But even then, there's so many other things that are constantly poking at you that you have to shut your brain off on in order to try to enjoy the game. Like the skill-based matchmaking. You can't just relax and play this game. You're trying to play a fun loadout. You're trying to unlock these attachments for your gun. And you're just getting destroyed because you're sweating constantly. And I'm not even saying that because I completely suck at the game. I'll put some footage up that I was doing alright in some of the matches. It just wasn't that fun. Just like I said, because of the 1,000 lines of sight and the way that the game is, it just wasn't that fun. Alright, I want to talk about some of the visuals of this game a little bit. Obviously, in the campaign especially, the cutscenes are immaculate. They're lifelike and look like a fucking movie. They really do. They look like a Hollywood movie, but who gives a shit, right? I say that all the time too. Who cares about the cutscenes? You've spent all this money and effort to make this movie cutscene. Look at this. Look at the fucking cutscenes. It's like we're playing a game. I'm not watching a movie. So yeah, a bunch of resources got put into cool ass cutscenes. Look awesome, whatever. Does nothing for the gameplay. I mean, but yeah, the graphics, you know, they look awesome. They look good. But just like all modern games, if you just stand there and you look around, it looks lifelike, everything looks cool. But as soon as you try to interact with anything, it all breaks down. Example, as soon as you take 2 steps and shoot a TV that's turned on and nothing happens, there's just like a bullet hole on this weird outside of the film of the TV, but not actually on the TV even. In some ways, how the fuck is that better now than it was 10 years ago when there's not even a real bullet hole on the TV per se? You can kind of see the, I don't know, you guys understand what I'm saying. TV doesn't even break. Nothing even fucking falls off. You shoot a paint can on the fucking table, nothing happens. We used to have that. I'd rather have the physics engines than the lifelike graphics, to be honest, but that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, the graphics look good in this game. I can't really hate on the graphics. They always look good in Call of Duty, so. Visually, this game's on point. Sound-wise, the soundtrack and the music and everything, it's alright. It's not too bad, especially in the campaign. I did enjoy some of the battles. They got this awesome metal music pumping while you're just blasting away, and that was a good time. So I enjoyed those few moments. So music-wise, pretty good. Gunshots sound good. The sounds of the game sound pretty good. The one thing that I thought was funny was, maybe it was just me, but it seems like the Vanguard Timberland boots are back, because I was hearing people everywhere around me. They were 3 floors up. Jeez. But other than that, everything sounded fairly good. I don't know, guys. There's probably a lot more to say on this, but I just can't bring myself to put more effort into this. It was not fun. Nothing about this game was particularly fun. I won't be playing this game ever again, so there's that. If I want to play multiplayer, I'll go back to playing Space Marine 2 for now. This game did not do it for me, and like I said with the cheating, it just makes it pointless to do it. So I will not be playing this game again. So let's go into my final thoughts on this. Campaign was alright. It was like an 8 to 10 hour campaign. If you're into that stuff for some reason, I guess you could play through it. Just get it on the Game Pass though if you're just going to play the campaign. The multiplayer is plagued by all the problems that it's been plagued with for years. Terrible map design, terrible skill-based matchmaking, mass amounts of cheating. 3 strikes, you're out. And the zombie mode seemed like it could be fun if you're into that, but I preferred the Cold War zombies more than this zombies. But that was just my personal preference. So yeah, should you buy this game? No! Hell no, don't buy this game. Please don't buy this game. Don't give these people your money. If you want to play a shooter, there's other shooters out there to play right now, especially free-to-play shooters. If you want to play a game full of cheaters, just go play something free then. Don't waste your money. But no, do not buy this game. And like I just said, if you really want to play it, just try it out on the Game Pass. I don't think you'll want to play it more after that anyways, so yeah, just go get your fill, see all the cheaters, see everything that I just told you, and then be disgusted by it and get your ass out of there. Get your ass to Maz. Get your ass to Maz. Get your ass to Maz. Alright, like I said, I'm sure there's a lot more to be said on this, but I don't really give a shit, because now, unfortunately, I have to go from this shitty game to Dragon Age Veilguard, another game that I already know is going to be shitty, so not too excited about that, but here we go. Alright guys, it's been real, but I'm out of here. Peace.